I got a battle for you guys today, and it's a One Piece one. This is Luffy versus Big Mom. So if Wano happened differently, so like everybody else is fighting other people too. I have that video coming up next. But Luffy basically decides, hey guys, I started that fight with Big Mom. I'm gonna finish it here and now. I will fight against Big Mom on my own. You guys can handle the Kaido situation. I'll swing by afterwards if need be. So that's the scenario here. And Luffy fighting Big Mom, right? Gear 5 does come out because that's what happened to Wano Luffy, right? What happened in Wano? Luffy achieved Gear 5. Now, how does he achieve Gear 5 fighting against Big Mom? Big Mom's a threat just like Kaido is. A little less menacing if you ask me, but she's still, like that, right? Luffy still is at that point in his journey where he has to prove he's like that. He's actually a Yonko captain. Not just Big News Morgan saying shit and, all that, right? Proving himself. So now let's run down all the, details and shit, each attribute, who wins in each category. Strength goes to Big Mom. Slightly though. Like the people might sleep on Luffy's strength during Wano, but he's strong. He can pick some people up. His striking power is nothing to sneeze at. But Big Mom, and she's strong as fuck too. She's throwing around, dinosaurs and shit. Even though she's older and shit like that. And I'll give her some credit there. So we'll give her the strength, like raw strength. Speed definitely goes to Luffy. I'm not giving that shit to Big Mom. And I know she's fast for her size, but Luffy, nah, man, come on now. Let's not fuck around and play games, Big Mom fans. Let's not, do that. You know damn well Luffy's, faster than Big Mom, dodging attacks and all kind of shit. Durability, I actually give it to Luffy, not Big Mom. Big Mom is shown get her bones broken by, Kid and Law. They broke her fucking bones. Luffy would have got hit by that attack and not got his bones broken. He wouldn't have. That's all I needed to see for that. Durability goes to Monkey D. Luffy. Endurance goes to Luffy. And Big Mom, she, before like the, Straw Hats and everybody showed up, she was fighting against Kaido for days. Now, I know Kaido was holding back out of, respect for who she is, who she was back in the good old days. But, yeah, man, Luffy got to that. He can play the long fight with Big Mom and, beat her out. We understand what Luffy has in his, bag, in Wano. Because this is Wano Luffy versus Big Mom. Intelligence, I'm giving it slightly to Luffy. And I mean slightly, too. These people ain't the, smartest people in the world. They're not. But when it comes to, battling shit, Luffy will, take note of shit going on. Is this bitch trying to, summon new homies? Is she trying to, turn the rocks against me? Is she trying to, do this kind of thing? He's like, his head's on a swivel. Battle IQ or experience, though, goes to Big Mom, though. Only because she's been around a long time. She's been in more fights than he has up until that point, right? And she has. So we give it to her. The experience points go to her. Close skills go to Luffy. Big Mom has hands a little bit too, but Luffy, that's what he does. Giving it to Luffy. Range skills, I'll give it to Big Mom. Big Mom has her homies. She has her, ranged attacks that she uses. She shoots out, conquers hockey moves. With her sword, Napoleon, she can do shit like that. Regen, Big Mom. She can tell her bones to get better, Get better, Broken Bones. And Luffy has enough attack power to break Big Mom's bones. Don't get it fucked up. She's you know at a certain point he's gonna like use Armament Rio, Conquer's coding attack. Boom. She'll be like, oh fuck. Then then she regenerates. But at a cost, right? She still has to, give up a year of her lifespan to do shit like that. Hacks go to Luffy. He has Gear 5, his Devil Fruit Awakening. That gives him the edge to finish this fight out. He will be going through Gear 4, all stages. Well, maybe not Tank Man, but Bounce Man and Snake Man. Dealing damage to her, but it's not enough to like actually put it out. Gear 5 comes along, ba-boom, 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 Drums of Liberation. That's the rap after that. She ain't Kaido. She's getting defeated by that. And then I give the environment. You could give the environment to either of them, but I give it to Luffy simply for the fact that he's been on Wano longer than she had. Remember, he got there first. She got there second. Which one might be like, but he wasn't on Onigashima before Big Mom was. So, you could give the environment to whoever you wanted. But Luffy, I give it to him. And then, of course, he can manipulate the environment with his Devil Fruit. And I'm not saying Big Mom can also manipulate the environment, but I think the rubber, like, let's say that he goes into Gear 5, right? Those homies are now rubberized, and they are, they are. She usually creates homies out of inanimate objects. These inanimate objects then become rubberized with the Gear 5 application of, Gear 5 does that. It turns the environment to rubber. This fight is high to extreme diff, but in Luffy's favor. Luffy wins this fight. Let me know what you guys think about Wano Luffy versus Big Mom in the comments below. Be cool on the corner.